As a photographer myself, it was important for me to explore the development of digital photography and how people view and perceive photographs taken by non-professionals. I spoke with a professional photographer, Anthony Bailey, to see what his views are about the development of digital photography and what the future holds in his opinion.
David Bailey really stuck in my mind, and when I did eventually started photography, I often used him as a reference point. I found his portraits were amazing in the sense that they really captured the essence of a person or an idea and presented them to the person who were looking at them. So I took that, I think, from much of David Bailey's work and tried to incorporate that in my own work. It's a lot easier now and more instantaneous in terms of producing work, especially when you're covering, say, product, food, or anything where there's multiple images to shoot digitally. But it was definitely a thing about film, waiting to see if you had the shot or that money shot. Sometimes when I'm out and I haven't got my cameras with me, then and there's a shot that needs to be had or something that really I feel does provoke thought or feeling. I will take the photograph on my smartphone. In my mind, and technically from what I see, smartphones are never going to, or at the minute they're not at the level of more professional cameras. However, I feel that photography is not solely down to the equipment that you use. It's more down to what you perceive or what you want to show.
Contrast to popular belief, first cameras were used for drawing and not for taking photographs. However, advances in this field has allowed photographs to be taken at your own convenience and considered everyone to become their own professional photographer. I've gathered 3 non-professional photographers and asked them to take pictures with different devices of the same thing. I've scouted for a location and picked a young female to model. We've gathered our results, and these are the images from the experiment. This is a Nikon DSLR image, and as you can see, the picture quality is very good. The focus and the shutter speed worked perfectly with this image. And this is the HTC One S picture. The quality on it is very bad. The pixels and the shutter speed worked. I mean, you can see the leaves flying, but the whole texture and the whole actual quality of the image is horrible. As for now, DSLRs are the way to go, as you can see. Maybe mobile phones one day will catch up.
In regards to this issue of smartphones and these one-button programs like Instagram, that you can push a button and change the filters, I don't think they're going to really take over things like Photoshop and programs that can do, well, obviously quite a lot more extensive effects. I'm not saying you can't, to a degree, achieve some of these results by changing lights, whether you're moving them closer, further apart, changing different attachments on the lights for the lights to behave differently and affect a smartphone. But you will not be able to do everything which you can do in a professional camera. I think the whole smartphone and some of these applications like Instagram, they are a good idea. They allow people to share, as I mentioned, share photographs and ideas very, very quickly. I'd have to say that I prefer, obviously, to use more professional cameras as opposed to my smartphone for taking photographs or for really anything that I really cared about. But it's convenient to be able to use a smartphone.
Photography is used to capture images for a variety of purposes, such as entertainment, art, storytelling, and preserving memories. Photography emerged in 1825 by a French inventor called Nicephore. This was the time that photographs were valued highly, though during this current era, development in the digital age has meant that everyone can become their own professional photographer, whether it'll be on the personal mobile phone or professional cameras like the DSLR. This development has influenced the way people use social media as well, like for instance, Facebook and Instagram. Also, the first portable compact camera for the masses that did away with the need for a mule to carry photographic supplies was the Kodak Brownie. It was introduced in the 1900s at a cost of $1, which is equivalent to around $26 in today's money. I went to popular London landmarks and spoke to the general public about their use of their photo devices and capturing pictures, and asked them about social media regarding sharing images online.
I've been using this iPad.
iPhone 4S.
450D.
Nikon D5100.
I have a Canon Digital Rebel XTI.
Mainly live music photography.
It's kind of my sketchbook to remember something.
I like landscapes, more night photography, portraits, macros. But today the sun's come out, so take advantage of sun landscapes.
I use my camera to take pictures of people, of places, and of experiences.
Some really good shots of things that are as they're happening.
Absolutely brilliant. I just feel the image content is much better, the images are sharper, the lenses are quicker, much faster. It's more popular. Cost-wise, it's cheaper than a Canon overall, but it's a fantastic piece of equipment to use.
450D is much better than a compact camera.
Definitely better than a smartphone.
I used to use a smartphone, that's how I got into photography. The iPhones were fantastic. Lots of apps to support it now, but I think ultimately this has got a better image quality that an iPhone could never really have.
I have my smartphone and it's a horrible quality. It's an HTC and it's not very good.
Really useful. My eyesight isn't brilliant, so I get a full picture. And when I'm using a camera, I have to put my glasses on, so it's a really big benefit.
Flickr, I think, is a great way to share your photos.
I found out that people want to share good quality images online, but they don't want to spend a lot of money on professional equipment. Because of the advances of mobile phone technology, photography has become way more accessible than ever before. However, if you're thinking of taking it seriously, I'd still suggest about using a DSLR.